Hey guys, welcome to the stream. It is Friday, finally. I am very much looking forward to the weekend because it has been a long week. I hope that you guys are well. Would you believe, right, this was all working fine. It was all fine. Now everything has broken. As soon as I start streaming, what the hell is going on? Seriously, this was working up until the point I've now just switched back over to this screen to get it to work. I kind of hate everything right now, I'm not gonna lie. I'm really not in a great enough mood to deal with this. So we're just gonna get rid of that for the day. The donation box can probably go as well. Hey Will, hey Ed, how's it going? I hope you guys are both well. Aw, love you too, Ed. You guys are so sweet. Brightening up my day already. Because Streamlabs is being a dick. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. Everything was working up until the point I've literally just gone live now. Would you believe? So I'm gonna have to get on to redoing this, I think. Has it? Yeah. I started it up. Like, it took a little while to load, and I thought, okay, it's broken. And then they all appeared on the screen. I was like, oh, cool. It's it's come back. And literally, in the time it's taken me to go to the start screen to like do the funky music and all that stuff and put it back, it's broken. So I give up with Streamlabs today. Maybe it's trying to tell me that I need a new overlay or something. As much as I like this one, it works. Streamlabs doesn't seem to like it anymore. Very jazzy music. Yeah. I take no ownership of the music. That was something I found on YouTube Audio Library because I just could not think of anything to add to that little screen. What is happening here? It's all going wrong today, guys. It's all going wrong today. The thread's all mixed up now. Stream's broken. Will and I are outside your window, and I think we may have stepped on a cable. Sorry about that. Ed! What are you doing? Is this payback? Is this payback for me sneaking in the house and eating all of all your food? I'm sorry, I was hungry, okay? Hey, McLeod, how's it going? Well, I hope you guys are all well. I apologise for sounding very stuffy today, because naturally, as soon as I've got back to the house, like, every single spore in this house seems to be attacking me and wants me to die. Which is nice, you know. It's nice to know that the spores in this house really like me. Cold tea. Right, so we are going to continue with this blanket. We shall get it finished. As you're allergic to the house, you'd better move out. I know, right? It literally has got to that point where I think I'm allergic to this house, because as soon as I go away, I'm perfectly fine. But in the last year or so, as soon as I come back here, it's just I cannot breathe. It's horrible. Ooh, a steaming cup of cold tea. I know, right? The glamorous life I live. But yes, so as some of you, and by some of you I think I actually mean one, because I'm pretty sure no one else here actually knows about it yet. Some of you may know that as of next week, hopefully, little disclaimer there, may not arrive in time. As of next week, I will have a few little, well, I say little. Actually, they are little. They're probably going to be about that big, that big, ish. Some new projects that I am going to do. They are hopefully, if I can do them right, they will turn out super cute. If they don't, they will turn out super creepy, but it will be absolutely hilarious trying to make them. So watch out for next week's streams, because it's gonna get interesting. Terms and conditions apply. Yes, exactly. Well, exactly. Yeah, little disclaimer at the end. Subject to availability. May or may not be from next week. Items may or may not appear as were described. And that's assuming that everything arrives on time, because I've had to. I bought the fuzzy felt yesterday. My stuffing has been dispatched. I haven't actually checked eBay. I should probably check eBay later. And I've also got some new threads coming as well, because it suddenly occurred to me that I don't actually really have anything in the way of thread. You need to do my eBay listing descriptions. I look forward to that. Yeah, it's good. Like I say, they'll either turn out super cute and really cool, and I'll think, oh my god, these are the best things I've ever made. I really wanted to keep making more of these, and then my room will be filled with stuff. Or they will be so hideous and such a faff that I think, oh my god, why have I done this? And I've still got loads more to do of them. So either way, it could be interesting. But I'm erring on the side of it's going to be fun either way. Because I've never actually attempted to make anything like this before. I do love a good stuffing. Sage and onion stuffing. There's nothing quite like it. But yeah, and what else have we got? I don't think I've actually ordered anything else in the way of streaming stuff. I know one thing that I've ordered that is definitely not stream appropriate. Which was some bath bombs. Because I have devoted April as the just the self-pampering month. I think April shall be the month of doing whatever the gosh darn heck I please, and ordering whatever suits me at that moment in time. Because you know what, I'm going to be 25 next month, and I have not spent that much time devoted to myself, so I think April shall be the month that I'm very, very selfish, and perhaps not quite as frugal with my money as I should be. But 1 month out of the year can't be too bad, can it? You know exactly what I meant. No, I didn't know at all, Will. I am total innocence. Just look at these hands of total innocence. Because you don't want to see the face right now. The face is not in a good shape. I mean, the face is never in good shape, but yeah. Do I spy one of your new candles? You do actually. I just realised that is like slowly creeping back into the camera. I sort of kept shoving it out of sight, and it has rather. Oh, oh, oh. I left my scissors too close to the laptop fan, and the handles of my scissors were warm. That's rather unsettling. Yes, so I suppose. Oh, you can see now why that was pushed under there. It was trying to jam that cable out of sight. That's yeah, that's staying there now. As you can now see, if I hold it up to the camera, you can see my little candles. These are the new ones, which are gonna be put on Etsy. They were supposed to have been on there about 2 weeks ago, and I'll be honest, I've just been letting everything slip recently. Yeah. Hey, how's it going, Pixel? Why you been in some pub brawls again? Got your face punched in. Not today. The face is just a mess. But yeah, so that is the new candle. I do have some new boxes for them, which is why I haven't actually put them up yet. That is my good excuse, because I think I did actually send you a picture of those ones, Will, but those are, I shall call those the limited edition boxes, because I only had 10, and then I actually found a better supplier, and they can do me some like I think in the world of in the crafting world, they are called craft. I know, that's a great name. It's craft with a K, and basically that seems to be most places' way of saying we have used recycled cardboard that we're going to make the same price as everything else, but you feel more eco-friendly using it. Also, we could not be bothered to dye it. Ooh, limited edition. I like limited edition. But yeah, so I've ordered some nice. They're just a plain. They're a plain brown box, but they've got like little stripes in, which actually sounds really cute. So I'm hoping that they're as good as they sound when they get here. But yeah, I will be sorting those out when they arrive. And because I've got 2 sizes of box, because I'm such a nerd. I have some big ones for packs of 3 candles, and smaller ones for single candles, because I think it's nice to have that option. But I'm going to stop ranting about boxes. How are you today, Mr. Pixel? And everyone else in the chat that may have joined. I'm currently sitting here forgetting which side of this blanket I've actually put this one on. I think it's that. Yeah, it is that one. Right. I am terrific. Oh, that's good to hear. It's very good to hear. I did actually have a question for you, but I'll wait till off stream. Whoops. I've thrown something on the floor, and I'm genuinely not sure what that was. 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10. You can't see me. I'm just working in the background here to try and figure out where all of these ones are going. Right, so the next one is a purple one. Oops. Next one is a purple one on the blanket. So let's try and fight. Oh, yeah, let's do a green. I'm trying to work with a blanket next to me so that I can see which one I don't. Oh no, I can't. No. I've got myself lost. No, we want polka dot. You can see what kind of level my brain's been at all day. It's not really been functioning as well as it could be. I'll be honest though, you probably wouldn't notice. That is just me on most days. Okay, it looks like we're gonna have to go for a purple because the only other one we have is pink. It's okay, it's Friday. Let brain chill out. Yes. Yes, agreed. Hey, you are more than welcome to use caps in here. In my opinion, unless they are aimed at someone in an abusive manner, you can pretty much say what you like in here. I'm not easily offended, and as long as they've sorry, I just stabbed my brain. Stab my brain. I'm reading the chat. I have stabbed my brain. This isn't good, guys. Stab my finger. Oh god, I'm so tired. Yeah. I think what I was saying was, yeah, I'm sort of the opinion people can say what they like in the chat, so long as if it's a joke and they're saying it to someone that the other person is aware of it's a joke and that they don't mind. Basically, you can do what the heck you like within reason. But yeah, caps are fine. Your finger is called brain. Well, I suppose it wouldn't make sense if the other one is called Pinky. And I think I've clawed it back with that completely obscure reference. I await the laughs and applause. You've been at the wine. I wish I had. Where you in joke voice? Thank you. I'm so glad someone appreciated that one. So you must not be too asleep to make that reference. Yeah, my brain will kick in at some point. Perhaps sooner if I don't stab it with the needle first. But yeah, I'm glad that you guys are doing well today. The sunshine has been out. It has been very nice. Although, I must confess, in here you wouldn't notice. Because it's always dark. Which is why I have the light on in the middle of the day and you've got that massive glaring spot on the screen. I do apologise. Next week's streams I will also be slightly less lazy when it comes to the stream and actually turn the monitor around so I've got the full length of the desk, because I am currently sitting the other way around and I'm actually sitting on the edge of the bed because I was already having technical problems and I was like, I can't be bothered to rearrange the entire room just to move this. Lazy is all good. Well, that's good. But yeah, if the camera falls down, I am a little bit screwed, because it's not the best place to be sitting with the camera. If the camera falls down, shall we say. Right. Trying to make sure that I get as much of this in the camera as I can. Your camera never falls down. What are you on about? Yeah, no, I never have any technical errors. Or mild wardrobe malfunctions. Ow! That is, however, the one thing I've just remembered that I have not bought yet, which I really do need to. It's blasted pins, because these ones, well, these ones are all right, but these little ones here, all right, but I haven't got that many of them left because they are all quite old. I think I have literally had these pins my entire life, or at least since I was about 5 or 6, whenever my grandmother started teaching me to sew. I think she bought these for me. Hardware issues. 80 mini sweeties and I feel sick. Oh, you poor thing. Sounds like a very good time then to sit and relax and watch some streams. And perhaps not snack while you're doing it. Did have that at work earlier. Just kept eating more and more food. Like, I wasn't even hungry, but since about 3:30, literally had nothing to do. So I just sat at my desk eating whatever I could find, and then made myself feel a bit ill. It's my own fault. Got stuck in traffic and had nothing else to do. Yep, yep. The nothing else to do is the worst culprit of eating until you feel sick. Oh dear. Right. So I think if I have the willpower to continue through to the second hour today, which hopefully I do, I might switch up like we did last time and do a bit of crochet before we end. Because I think that was a nice mix, and it just gives me a bit of a break. Willpower. The other kind of willpower will. It's I won't lie to you. This day has dragged. The Lord power. Not kidding. I seriously felt earlier like I'd overrun my lunch break for like an entire hour or something, because I was just sitting there for so long with nothing to do. I was just like, My God, how is it like only 2:30? Like, what is going on here? Fridays drag and then weekends fly by. Yeah, that is exactly how it felt. Like, I was literally sitting there thinking, like, how is my break not over yet? Like, there are probably not many people that would actually want their break to be over, but I was just like, I can't do anything. I don't have anything to do while I'm there. My phone doesn't actually work on the internet, so I can't even like browse for stuff, or like do a bit of shopping while I'm on my break. So I was just like, I've literally got stuff all to do other than just sit here and like, I was listening to an audiobook, but even that, it's like, I just want to be doing something else. So I was just like, oh my God, will it ever end? And it did eventually, but I think I lost a bit of my sanity whilst waiting. Dangerous shopping on your mobile. Yeah. I don't do it particularly, I'll be honest. Like, I think I have only recently downloaded the Amazon shopping app thing. And like, obviously I have Etsy on there. Although Etsy are great because they have two different apps. They have one where you can purchase things, and then they have one where you can manage your own shop. So I only have the app to manage the shop from my phone, so I don't have to see all the pretty shiny things that people are selling while I'm doing that, which is actually good. Dangerous shopping mode, yes. Although for me, I'm also far too practical. I will literally spend longer searching for bargains than I do actually buying product. I rarely make an impulse buy unless I've already done my research, or it's from a brand or something that I already know and trust. Like, I must confess that I did have a bit of an impulse buy the other day because I went on Lush's website and they had some really nice looking bath bombs on there, and it sounds terrible, but I genuinely can't remember which ones I've actually just bought myself, because I was looking at a few and I've forgotten which one it is already. I think I bought a couple. I think one of them might have been peach, but I cannot remember for the life of me what the second one was, which is probably not very good. On the other hand, it also feels like every day's Christmas when I've bought something on Amazon and then immediately forget what it is, and then 3 days later it arrives in the post and I'm like, oh, yeah, it will be a nice surprise. In my college breaks, I was sat on eBay buying Queen vinyl. I must have spent $100 in one. Oh my, Will, that is terrible. I mean, I say that yesterday I must have spent about 50 quid in about 30 minutes. But I do admit though that was all stuff that I was expecting to purchase beforehand. So I'd literally just lined everything up in my shopping baskets and then waited till payday before I bought everything. But I did get some pretty decent bargains. I think I love a bargain. Me too. There is nothing like going and buying something and then discovering it's even less than you thought it was going to be. No. it makes my day when I just spot a bargain. That was actually what pushed me to start the new projects that I'm going to do from next week for a few streams, because I was looking around and I thought, well, I'll see if I can find some felt to get some projects underway. And Mr. Pixel, if you're still here, I'm really hoping that you do tune in for these ones, because I think you might like these as well. But yeah, I was sort of umming and ahhing about it, and then I actually went and found some fuzzy felt sheets on eBay, and it was like, if you buy 6, you'll get 6 free. And I was like, ooh, so I can get 12 bits of felt for the same price as 6, eh? And I think that cost me about 6 quid, 5 or 6 quid for like 12 sheets of felt, which admittedly aren't massive sheets, but they are big enough for the projects at hand. I was like, that is a serious bargain. Just other just little things here and there. I think this whole week actually I have had some pretty nice bargains. But yeah, I am definitely excited for next week's, and if anything does happen to turn up before the streams on Wednesday, then I will inevitably send some pics to my lovely patrons. So if you happen to be a patron of mine, you will potentially see some little sneak peeks of what I'm going to be up to. New project hype. Oh, thank you for the bits, Will. I really appreciate that. I'm sorry that my annoying little widget does not announce in all its glory how generous you are. It's being a bit of a tit, I'm not gonna lie. Just excuse me for one moment. Oh, that's better. At least breathe slightly more now. Nice quote there. And yes, he is a tit. Right, so that's that one. That's that one. So the next one we need is more polka dots. Everybody needs more polka dots. And once I have finished the stream, the first thing I'm going to I dropped the needle, guys. This is not good. It has literally just fallen where I cannot even see right now. Oh. Thank God for the low level of light down here. I could see exactly where that went. Because that could have been a disaster. But yes, I'm going to go see if they still have the offer on these wonderful patches, and I am just going to get as many as I possibly can, because it is driving me nuts now. We do not have enough to finish this project. And I don't mind having loads left over, because I can still make them into other things. But it's because I started this project and I want it to be perfect that I don't want to use... I don't want to do subpar patterns on this, basically. I think is my thing. I mean, not that using the rest of them would be subpar, but you know what I mean. If you start a project with an idea in mind, you don't really want to sort of have to change it halfway through. Right, so polka dots. None in there. Some in here. Let's do a pink one. And basically we just have to cross our fingers and hope that when I order some, they don't bloody send me more flowers. Or if they do, they're at least different ones to the ones that we've already got, because these ones are starting to upset me a little bit. I don't suffer from OCD, but I can imagine if I did, this would be getting on me very much right now. And I just realised, out of context, that sounded really weird. All the flowers and polka dots. I wish it was real. Unfortunately, it's all flowers and no bloody polka dots. How many times have I had this rant in the last few weeks? I think maybe at the start of the stream I should send out little bingo cards or something, and then whoever collects all of the things that I usually say or / do on the stream wins a prize or something. Having said that, I think I would probably be sending out prizes every day. Don't go dotty. I think I have gone dotty. I've gone dotty from a lack of dots. I do suffer for my art. I should say that for certain. Do have one here on the blanket actually, which is a hybrid, which technically it goes against both of the requirements, and yet they do not add it in to the thing because it is flowers on a polka dot background, which works beautifully with this entire quilt because it is made up of flowers and polka dots. It's one beautiful piece of fabric. I will actually pick it up so that I can show you. This one right here. This one. Most beautiful piece of fabric in my mind. And like I say, it fulfills both requirements because it is both polka dots and flowers. And will they send it in any of these packs that I order? Will they bollocks? I've ordered so many and they have not sent me any, and it's starting to grate my cheese. Calm your dots, woman. Chill, draw the dots on. The design is awesome, and it's purple. I know, right? It is literally the most perfect fabric. It is purple, it is flowers, and it is polka dots. You cannot get more amazing than that. And in hindsight, perhaps I should have just, looked into it a little further and just bought that fabric. I'm committed now. But I'm just gonna order some random ones and see what I get. We are getting ever closer to the hour mark, and I think I will continue after this. Excuse me, got an itchy ankle. I will continue for the second hour, but I think I will switch up and do some crochet because basically I just need to keep stalling from doing this while I don't actually have enough patches to continue. Your friend had better appreciate how much effort and stress you stress you out into the blanket. The stress you put into the blanket. Yeah. I hope it is appreciated. I mean, if she just goes, "Oh, thanks, it's a blanket," and nothing more is said, I might go, "Well, if you don't want it, I'll take it back." Or after all this effort, I might just go, "You know what? I'm just going to keep it for myself. I'll just curl up under it and hibernate for a year." I'll keep it there. Yeah, maybe I should be like, "Since my friend didn't want it, I shall give this away for 1,000 bits or something." No, I wouldn't really do that. Well, hopefully she will. I think it'd be nice. She doesn't actually know I stream, so she will never ruin the surprise for herself because she doesn't know that these streams even exist. 1,000 bits, you say? Don't you do it, Will. But yeah, my friends never come to watch me stream. I did tell them, they just don't give a crap. Which is fine, that's fair enough, I guess. I've got you guys, and you guys are way better anyway. Don't tell them I said that. It's cold here in the winter, I need a blanket. Well, you've come to the right place. I think if I'm making more of these though as a thing, they will definitely be machine made, because I don't think I could and make more than one of these in a year. Just look at how slow it's going already. Ow. Burning my foot on the laptop battery pack. This is not good. Oh yeah, vintage sewing machine picks tomorrow, I promise. Yeah, no worries. I know that. I know you're preoccupied. Did you stream today, by the way? How did that go? Because I know that you finished AC Origins. which I will go back and hopefully watch this weekend, amongst other things. I'll probably just set the laptop up in the kitchen whilst I'm making candles or something. Yeah, how has things been going? Viewer. I am balls. I'm a lazy bugger. No streaming later at 9. Ah, you're still up for Rocket League though, aren't you? I do hope. I mean, to be fair, if you've been streaming all week, it's kind of understandable that you want a bit of a break. So, no hard feelings on that one. I was almost tempting myself to just go, yeah, I'm just not going to stream, but I was like, I kind of reduced the Wednesday one to an hour. I didn't really want to. I didn't want to just sort of basically only do an hour this week. That just felt a bit lazy. Streaming is exhausting, yes. Very, very true, Pixel. Streaming is exhausting. Like, in a good way, it is exhausting. Obviously, if you're dealing with like 1,000 trolls at once, then that's not a good exhausting. But for the most part, it is a good exhausting. It takes a lot out of you. Yeah, be gentle. Oh, my back kills. Aww, I'm sorry about that. I can sympathise, because I have been in equal pain. Right, where have we got to? Done. 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, 9, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. And I've forgotten where we've got to with the blanket. Grand hype. No ramming. Oh, you're no fun. Okay, so we've got to the blue patch. Ow. Oh wait, this may be oh no, that's okay, that's the wrong. I'm looking at the wrong one, guys. It's okay. It's all okay. Okay, gentle ramming. Yeah, that's better. No. We've gone wrong somewhere, because there is no way that there is only 17 patches here and there's only 17 patches here. Because these are both dots. Right, so I suspect I have miscounted somewhere. So I think I am actually on that one. Yes, I have miscalculated. It is fine. So we've got a green patch. So let's do a different colour. Let's do the. Let's not do the blue, because that's what we've already done. Let's do that blue one. And for those of you who can't currently see, when I've got it the right way around, we're doing this blue one. And I think I've said it before, but it's really weird with this camera that the colours, every colour on this camera, like even the brightest ones, look completely washed out. But for some reason, these patches, despite the fact that they're pastel colours, they look exactly the same. So like you could put a normal coloured piece of fabric next to these pastel shades and you wouldn't actually be able to tell the difference, because for some reason it seems to make everything the same pale colours, but the pale colours look normal. Like they look accurate to how they actually look here. Right, so I reckon we should be able to get through this one, and then I am gonna put it to the BRB screen, and then I'm gonna set up the crochet. I did actually finish the patch that we were working on last time, or at least it looked finished enough for me to finish that. And I started a little bit on a new one yesterday, but I've literally only done the first 2 rows because trying to start off the squares is a bit difficult, because they tend to twist up a little bit and it makes it a bit difficult to try and get the hook through, because I'm still rather cack-handed at crochet. How many squares in the blanket? Do you mean in this blanket or for a crochet one? Because in a crochet one I have no idea. I'm just going to keep making patches until I've got something that resembles a blanket. In this one I think it works out about 290, I want to say something like 294 or something. It's a weird number of these patches that it will take. So just under about 300 patches for this entire blanket. Yeah, this one. Yeah, just under 300 patches in total for the front half of this blanket. You picked some lovely patches. Oh, thanks, Will. Yeah. They are very nice patches for what they are. I just wish that they were sending me a few more varieties at the moment, because the previous ones were really nice. And we did get for a few more bigger flowers as well, because like these ones, they're cute but they're so small and there's just no variety in it. I do want a few sort of bigger flowers to sort of make it look a bit different. Wow, I know it is a massive amount of sewing. I do have something else which might make a special project. Ooh, intrigue. I was actually considering like a cushion cover or a pillowcase or something with the spare patches that are left over, because I think that would be nice. Sort of use them to incorporate into something else. But yes, Will, do tell. I am very intrigued. We shall speak later. Cool. Sounds good. It's vintage retro though. Ooh. Well, now I'm definitely intrigued. you could sew in your sleep. If I could, that would be great. I could get so much done. No pun intended there. Oh, excuse me while I just get a bit more comfortable. Sort of had my leg jammed behind the desk a little bit. Yeah, that would be pretty handy if I could sew in my sleep. Mainly because all the darn things that I need to patch up, I just don't get around to during the daytime. I would also admit that my sewing is probably not the tidiest either. Like I would not be winning any approval on the sewing bee, that's for sure. Because my hand stitching leaves a lot to be desired. I think my problem is usually with projects. Regardless of how much of a perfectionist I am, I do tend to rush things quite a bit. So I tend to just unintentionally speed through things. Which inevitably means that things don't go quite as well as they could have. Right, so that is where we are going to leave the sewing for today. I believe that is that one that is finished. So I am just going to hit the BRB screen, and I will be back in hopefully a couple of minutes. So I will see you in a sec. And we are back. Note to self, if you're going to put your headphones and your microphone that's attached to a cable onto a desk, don't then put a ball of yarn on top of it, because then everything gets tangled up and you can't untangle it all. That was an interesting experience. Right. I feel this is somehow a lot longer than the other one. I'm pretty sure I did 21. So this is the finished patch. No, that way. Yeah, it as you can see, it's gone. I think it's the kind of patch that really demonstrates what not to do with crochet. Thank you, Will. This one has gone better, but for some reason I'm pretty sure I calculated it the same. And as you can see, that is a very different length. So I might have added more. And I honestly can't remember if I did, because actually I did make something last night while I was a little bit bored. It is, I don't know how well you can see that, but it is a crochet bracelet. I actually crocheted an entire bracelet, well, if you can call it that. Yeah, so that was what I did yesterday. A different wool. Yes, this is. Oh, actually, you can see it a lot better. You can see these a lot better today with this light on. This is the lilac wool, and this is the crocus. So yes, we have different wool today because I wanted to alternate between the colours. But I don't think I can really alternate with this one because this one is quite a bit bigger. So. If I can remember how many stitches I've done in this, we will be alternating between these for a little blanket or something. But these are the same types of wool. They are just different colours. So we are going to get started on these. And immediately I've realised I'm not actually holding it right. I am very much cack-handed with this, I won't lie to you. I am not a naturally talented crocheter of sorts. That one I meant. Right. Sorry. Yeah, no. Different colour, same wool. This one actually does feel like it is. It's like a lot tighter. Oh. It says having gone straight through the middle of one of the. I'm trying to find the best way to actually get it to work, because it's a bit tricky trying to figure out how to hold it to get what you need to be doing, if that makes sense. Yeah, this one is a little bit tighter. Like the other one is actually quite loose, which makes it a little bit difficult to use, because when you go and pull it, or you try and put the needle through it, put the hook through it rather, you end up pulling the hook through fibres of the strand of wool as opposed to through the hole. I did see a craft your own baby blanket kit the other day and didn't want to show you with my sewing skills. Well, I mean, you could always join the crochet challenge if you like. I suppose we could also have a sewing challenge, because I know that there is a few members of the Discord community that don't sew either. My aunt used to say never mix different plies of wool or of wood. Sorry. Whether that is wool or wood, that is very true. That is a wise idea. You did mean more. I'll pass. I'll only sew it to my trousers or something. I will say, sewing as a thing, a heck of a lot easier than knitting or crochet. And I mean, yes, you'll probably think, well, you can say that. You have been sewing your entire life. And to be fair, I have been sewing since I was about 5 or 6, but at the same time I was also sewing since I was about 5 or 6. So if as a 5 or 6-year-old I could pick it up, and let's face it, I'm not the smartest person in the world, I don't think you would have much difficulty learning how to do it. It's like once you get like the most basic stitches, and believe me, there is not that many. At least none that I've ever used. I mean, I only do two different stitches when I'm hand sewing, and neither of those are particularly complicated. It is trying to see where the hole is. Yeah, it is a lot easier to sew than it is to knit or crochet. I think it does come down to the sort of what we were saying last time, is essentially you are making, with crochet, you are making something out of nothing. So you've essentially got to build your own building blocks, as it were. Whereas with sewing, generally you have a piece of fabric that you're attaching to another piece of fabric. And when you look at it like that, when you oversimplify it to that very basic thing, it does suddenly feel a whole lot less daunting. I mean, having said that, having watched the sewing bee the last few weeks, and seeing some of the things they've done, I'm just like, yeah, that is way beyond my skill level. They did origami shirts last week, and I'll be honest, I didn't even know that was a thing. I didn't even know you could origami fabric, nor would I ever want to. Maybe I could find someone to teach me. Well, just maybe. Just maybe. I would like to hope I'm a fairly patient teacher. I don't suffer fools gladly, but you know, if you're the kind of person that doesn't just muck around for no good reason, I generally have all the time in the world for you. But yeah, I don't take kindly to fools. So just rather there to disrupt people than actually do what they're meant to be. Sadly, I've met far too many of them. But yeah, I do find sewing a lot easier than this. But having said that, I probably thought that when I started sewing. that there were things that were equally easier to do than sewing. I never got on with knitting though. I don't think there are many. I don't think there are many crafts with wool besides making pom-poms, because making pom-poms is the best thing in the world. Pom-poms are hilarious and they are super cute, and they will never go out of fashion to make. I wouldn't wear them on anything. I really like pom-poms, but I do not like them on any kind of clothing because they are super annoying. But to make, they are the best thing ever. Let's try and flip that under there. But yeah, as far as wool crafts go, this is the only one I've tried that I actually reasonably succeed at, and I just realised on it. You can't really see what I'm doing because the way that I'm having to hold it, you can't actually really see it. So I do apologise, guys. I do generally try to make it possible for you to see what I'm doing, but for some reason I can't seem to hold this in a way that makes that very easy. That's actually not too bad. I will admit that I do have incredibly small fingers. So much so that when my sister begrudgingly tried to teach me how to play the guitar, I have to hold the guitar diagonally so that I could actually reach the strings. So, which was quite amusing to her. So I have very, very tiny fingers. Which also means it is very difficult to hold this wool with one hand. Okay. This one's actually going a lot better than the first one did. It's going quite smoothly. Like, it's not. It's quite even, she says. And having to unravel the wool to get a little less tension on that one. I'd love to learn the basics, repairs, turning trousers up, etc. Yeah, those are, again, it is very easy. I think the hardest part of it, especially if you've had something that was machine made and you're sewing it by hand, the hardest part of it is making it look invisible, as it were, or like it was made by the machine, so that the repairs don't stand out. I'll be honest, in recent years of things that I have repaired, I haven't bothered repairing it to make it look, to make it blend, because mostly what I've repaired in recent years was pairs of leggings where the inside stitching would come undone. But as no one could see it anyway, I figured it didn't really matter. But it is not a good habit to get into. But it is fairly easy. Maybe at some point I should look into doing like quick tutorial videos or something on that. I do actually have a few things I need to repair anyway, so that might actually give me a bit of more incentive to do it. So my favourite dress, the stitching on that has actually gone in some places. I've just been a little bit terrified to start trying to sew that up in case I make it worse. Yeah, I wonder how you will get on with that invisible thread. Which tutorial would make a good YouTube series? Yeah. I think it does depend on the thread. Like some invisible threads, they tend to be more like a fishing line. They're sort of plasticky. I don't actually tend to use a lot of them for that reason. Because obviously, if you're essentially sewing fishing line onto say a silk dress, then obviously that's going to stand out as much as if you're using say orange thread on a green top or something, you know. So it will be interesting to see, and it's still one of those things that I can use it. The thing is, because it would be on what's it called? Because of what it's going to be on, it's going to be. I can't do it. I can't do it. I've gone a bit cack-handed with this one. Because it would be on the netting fabric. The netting fabric's quite stiff. I imagine silk is hard to repair anyway. I don't actually have anything in silk, which is probably a good thing because it's difficult to work with. Gorgeous fabric, and I would love to own something in silk. I have to put that in. One hole too many. Yeah, but yeah, that would be a nightmare because it's so slippery. I guess it's so shiny that you know, the good kind of fabrics are the kind of fabrics that stick to itself, because when stuff like cotton, that's why it's so good, because you get something like silk and it tends to move around a lot, or like you may have seen with the netting fabric for that skirt. Obviously it hangs nicer, but the thing is, if you're trying to sew it, it can be a bit difficult because it tends to slip around a lot and you can't pin it too well. I've got one hole too many. I knew that was going to make a quote. But yeah, so they tend to be quite fluid, I think is the best description. Quite fluid with the movement of the fabric, which looks incredible, but does add that extra challenge of being being a bit too free moving. And that's how you end up with these shoes. But yeah, with the netting fabric itself, because it is a bit thicker, yeah, because it's a bit stiffer in itself, makes it a lot, probably make it a lot easier. It wouldn't be such an issue if it was sort of a more stiffer thread, because obviously it will sort of match it in that respect, if any of that made sense. But yeah, so that is one thing that I would recommend if you do decide to start sewing. That goes for you or for anyone that happens to watch this back later. As a general rule, if you want to start sewing, pick a good fabric like cotton, just a standard cotton if you can. I think regular cotton does tend to be a bit more pricey these days, so perhaps like a poly cotton or something like that. Hey Tash! Oh, it's lovely to see you. How are you doing? Yeah, if you do want to start sewing, my suggestions would be something like a cotton or a poly cotton blend. Basically something that isn't too stretchy, and that isn't too isn't too slippery either. Something like silk or like jersey fabric that's got a lot of stretch or a lot of sort of well, that's quite sort of free moving, such as silk, as I was saying. Those are the worst ones to start with, because similar to the silk issue with stretchy fabric, because it moves around a lot and it can be very easily pulled out of shape, because obviously it's very, very stretchy, which is great if you work with it before, but if you haven't, then it can be an absolute nightmare. So definitely stay away from anything that's too stretchy. And if you don't happen to have knowledge of fabrics, and you're not buying it directly from a craft store, you're buying it online or something, just take a look at your clothes tags. If you're not sure what it is that you want, or if you're wearing something that you really like the fabric of and you think that would be something to start sewing with, just take a look at what it says on the label, because most fabric stores, they have, online ones particularly, they'll have sections for each type of fabric, so you will never be without knowledge of what product is what, and then that way, you know, if you've got something that you already know that you quite like the feel of to hand, it can be very useful to just take a look at what that one is and then find something that you think can match it. I'm sewing and thought I'd pop in here while I did. Oh, that's nice, Tash. Are you sewing anything nice, or is it a super secret and you can't tell? I'm not sure that is sewn properly. I mean, that is crocheted properly, but nevertheless, we shall carry on. We shall endeavour, guys. You have missed the sewing. Yeah, I'm sorry about that, Tash. You have unfortunately missed the sewing. That was the first hour of the stream, but I am now doing a bit of crochet. So I thought that'd be nice to sort of break it up with a little sewing a pen pouch. Ooh, sewing a pen pouch would be a good shout. I will at some point actually sew myself a pin cushion, which feels like one of those ironic things like buying yourself a new wallet. But I think that'd be a useful little project. Actually, I'll probably have quite a bit of scrap felt left over, so that might be a good idea to use that up. It is super secret, but not from anyone here. I'm trying and failing to attaching a face to a monkey currently. I'm not laughing at the fact that you're failing at it. I'm laughing at the fact that you're making a monkey, because that sounds hilarious. That is actually, sounds like a really cool project, Tash. Is it sending you bananas? Oh dear. Don't know what it is I'm doing. I've somehow managed to make this feel a whole lot more complicated to achieve. Like, I really don't feel like I'm hooking it the right way. And yet I feel like I'm doing it exactly the same as I was. So I think I'm just going a bit silly. I'm just monkeying around with the puns. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. Oh. Pulled the hook out of the thread now. I mean, out of the wool. Look what you've done, Will. Look what you've done. I'm trying to get it through. Get through that hole. That one. That one right there. That one right there is still not going through. Get through the flaming hole. Thank you. That was more complicated than it needed to be. Her name is Princess Peanut, and she is giving me difficulties. She sounds like a very tricky customer, I'll be honest, Ash. I hope that you've given her a stern talking to for her behaviour. Oh. Hey Sorrel, how's it going? Oh, bonk. I am actually slightly falling off the bed right now. There we go. Go on, Will. I'll let you have that quote. I think that is going to be a very much used quote on this particular project. I don't know whether I'm doing it backwards or something, because I seem to be looping it around in a weird way. Yeah, it's gone a bit odd on this run. You can see where it started off so perfect and it's just gone a bit weird. Oh well. Nothing I can do about it now. Good, thanks. How are you doing? Yeah, I'm not too bad. I am not too bad. I think my back is starting to give a little from sitting in this position. But other than that, I am doing okay. Very much looking forward to the weekend. Just seen that. See the quote? Yes. Yes. I do in fact work in bushes. I can't remember what that was about now. But apparently, I work in bushes. It was so long ago. I have a sneaking suspicion that that might have been aimed at Pam in Stardew Valley. So I have a feeling she was being particularly bitchy. As the wonderful Pam usually is. Her usual very, very charming self. Right. I would like everyone to look at this and marvel at how ridiculously even this has not been, because this bit is actually tighter than the rest of it, but let's just, you know, ignore that all. Ignore it all. It's completely fine. We are totes profesh, and yeah, I will hear no more words about that. This is the most lopsided monkey in the world. I mean, Tash, have you seen the state of this patch? Come on. You think the monkey's lopsided? Just take a look at that. That was supposed to be square. You, my dear, are not doing that bad. Trust me. Oops. I got that stuck in the wrong bit of the wall. Let's just take that out, try again. Poor monkey. Poor monkey indeed. But, you know, just remember that it's not lopsided. It's endearing. And to be fair, nothing in nature is perfect. So I'm sure if you looked at enough monkeys, you would see quite a few lopsided ones. Although I don't recommend walking up to monkeys and staring at them, because I think that would probably make them a bit upset. Oh dear. That is a very unfortunate quote. Why do I always get that one? I couldn't tell you, Will. I couldn't tell you. We do have some very odd quotes. And then like that brush one. Some that are completely normal and then are very much confused by the rest of the smut and innuendo that ensues. To be fair, if the weather stays good, I might risk shaving the beard off. Oh my gosh. How's this happened? Right? How has this physically happened? It is curved. It's actually just going round in a circle now. This is brilliant. Save 10 minutes a day combing it. Yikes. That is a long time. Wow, we have actually got 10 minutes left until the end of the stream. That has flown by. I was expecting it to be a lot less than that. So I think we might get in a couple more rows if we're lucky. Actually, I think it's more likely to be one row because it's a bit slower. It's a bit slower than sewing. How do you join these patches together? I will be completely honest with you, Will. That is a very good question, of which I cannot answer yet, because basically I haven't got to that video. That is my simplest and most legitimate answer. I have no idea. I could all be doing this very, very wrong. It is most likely that I'm doing this very, very wrong. But if I am, I will let you know in the next stream. Because hopefully by this weekend I will have been able to watch a little bit more. But that will be an interesting one. I don't think I'll be attaching this one to that square thing there, just judging by the fact that this one appears to be a completely different size, and I can't actually remember how big it was. I think actually I might have gone to about 30 with this one, which is why it's bigger. I think it was 30. To make it a bit of a better size. But it would be nice to complete a blanket, a little crochet blanket on stream at some point. So I shall definitely be looking into that one. Sorry guys, realise I am slowly falling out of the camera shot there. Well, that is an interesting quote. It happens frequently. You seem to have picked this up really quickly. Yeah, it's I mean, this one is definitely the easiest stitch that I have discovered. This is a lot easier than I was expecting it to be, although in some other aspects it's also very difficult. I think it's one of those it's like easy to learn, difficult to master, I think is the way that the way the expression goes. Like it's been easy to pick up, but like the technique to it and like keeping the the tension like consistent so that you don't end up with massive gaps, because there are quite a few like odd shaped gaps in this. It's those little bits that catch you out, I think. And that blooming bit of wall that keeps getting in the way. Yeah, I might get through another one, or at least a bit of one, before I call that call that there for the day. This wall is doing all manner of loops around my hand right now. You don't want a holy patch. No, you most certainly do not. You do not want a holy patch. Or a soul patch for that matter. Definitely don't want one of those. Right, so I think we're just going to get to the end of this bit, and that will be time to end it there. So that has actually that was actually really well timed. For the sake of looking profesh on the stream, let's just pretend that that I purposely timed that so beautifully and effortlessly. Right, so that is that done. Try and weigh that down a little bit. Let's do it again. Now I know that I have not dropped any stitches, so this is definitely dropped any. So he's definitely just going a bit curved. It's very odd. Right, so thank you all so much for joining today. Aw, thank you guys. You're so kind. I'm going to bring the ever so beautifully coloured mouse here back on the desk so that we can find someone to raid. Because I'm not actually sure who is on currently. So let us take a quick look. I won't be back tomorrow, unfortunately, because I think I'm gonna give myself a Saturday off. The lovely Ugg Chugs is on today, so I'm just gonna load it up and then I'm gonna go switch over to the raid function. Yes, so yeah, thank you all so much for coming. I will hopefully be back with another Assassin's Creed video on Monday. Hopefully I will know what I'm doing, but you never know. Oh, let's just put it to that screen. And then Wednesday will hopefully be the start of the new projects, and then Friday will be potentially more off the blanket or a bit more crochet. Either one of those may switch up depending on whether or not the stuff gets in whatever time that gets delivered to me. But yeah, that is it for today, and thank you all so much for coming, and I will see you soon. Bye bye.
So close.